athlete era. So all of my exes were convinced that I was the best gift giver in the entire world, which I know is the complete opposite of what I just described. And yet,
this is MongolianMindset, and today we're going to be typing Call Her Daddy's podcast, Alex Cooper, okay? We figured out her personality type using Linda Barrens Interaction styles and temperaments combined with cognitive functions, which we believe are by far the best way to do this. So these two books here, combined with cognitive functions. I will link a video into the playlist of how to find anyone's personality type. I'm going through all the metrics and the cognitive functions as well in this video. And we are doing the Mega Live this Friday. We'll be talking mainly about like compatibilities. Everybody can get on and talk about their relationships and who they've dated and who they think the type was and their overall thoughts of compatibility. But let's get into it. Let's see what the monkeys over at Personality Database, who we do not think highly of, has Alex Cooper as. They have her as an ESFP. Okay, so we'll check the chart. Okay, so the chart ESFPs are informative, initiating, progression, process, movement, whatever you want to call it, concrete, pragmatic, interest-based, TEFI, SENI. If she meets those metrics, if we see that, we'll go ahead and call her ESFP, okay? They're also informative. I forgot about that. We have our metrics. Like I said, we'll be dropping a playlist on that. Guys, we are still doing free typing sessions by us. I do believe we are the best, point blank period, when it comes to typing people and finding personality type. If you want to fuck around and take 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, or pay an absurd amount of money, you're welcome to do that to someone else. But we do things right. We take our time, take about 30 to 40 minutes listening to you. We also post the video so you can review them. You can send them to whoever you want. We feel proud about what we put out. We feel proud about what we do. But let's get into this video. These are the metrics here. And as I get them, I'll be going ahead and knocking them off for her. So let's get into it. She's a little crazy.
yes, I actually was, even though it was completely based in manipulation. But, you know, who cares? Listen to what genius gift I would.
Okay, so we're already coming off pragmatic because she's talking about doing what works, okay? Pragmatic is the emphasis on doing what works. She's not talking about doing what's right. She's talking about manipulating people here. It's pragmatic.
Give them. So, back in the day, my mom introduced me to this woman that she knew through work, and she was this incredible artist. And when I started dating Red Sox player man, I remember
Red Sox player man. Okay, so let's give him a TE name. Okay, TEFI.
Being like, this man is making so much money. He has everything he would need. How do I make myself memorable? And I kind of knew that.
Make yourself memorable. That's an SE thing. SENI. So we're gonna hit it for SENI there.
Like, our relationship was on the rocks. So I would never, like, I feel like I'm always the person that would be like, never get a man a gift if he doesn't like you. But I knew that this could possibly end in a couple months, and I wanted to get him a gift that would be so beautifully manipulative that he could never forget me. You know what I mean? Like, guys, let's just regress
All right, pragmatic. Come on.
A little bit right here, just because I just read you the most like gorgeous loving book. Like, oh, Alex, you're so healthy. Back to the basics. Manipulate the fuck out of a man so he never forgets you.
SENI, pragmatic.
So, Red Sox man, as you guys know, was 13 years older than me, was making $16 million a year, and I didn't have a dollar to my name at the time in college. And so I'm like, how can I come up with something that no woman will ever have gotten him? And I come up with this genius idea. So he plays baseball, and I was like, okay, what if I get one of his teammates
What if, that's abstract, okay? What if, go back, catch it. This woman's coming off, this woman's an INTJ.
This genius idea. So he plays baseball, and I was like, okay, what if I get one of his teammates?
Abstract, direct, pragmatic, TFI, SENI, and she's looking at the how-to. This woman's an INTJ.
To get me one of his bats. And I am going to essentially write down a list of all of our inside jokes, our
Write down a list, TEFI.
nicknames for each other, the places we've been together, the food that we like to eat, like everything that is our life together. And I'm going to have this artist basically like graffiti ink the entire baseball bat with all of our inside jokes and everything. So I get the baseball bat from his friend.
From the abstract to concrete.
And I send it to this artist, and I spend so many hours on the phone with her for like about a month being like, this is the inside joke. Like we had this thing with like a monkey. I forget what the fuck that was. Was that me like hanging from the ceiling while we're fucking? I don't know. Like there was crazy.
Was that me hanging from the ceiling while we're fucking pragmatic?
Shit, okay? Crazy sexual shit, crazy stuff that was just fun. And so I had this woman to a T paint every single inch of this bat. And by the time the bat was over, we were over. And so I was not seeing him anymore, but I'm like,
okay, so her NI prediction was correct that it would be over. She did call that. So yeah, I'm here for SENI.
Got this bat. And so I remember I drive to his apartment and I leave it with his doorman, and I leave a little note saying Merry Christmas, like wish you the best in this like next chapter of your life or whatever, because like I was over it. I think I was dating someone new at the time, whatever. But again, we always want them to be in love with us even if we're not in love with them, you know what I mean? I get a call from him later that night, and he is like, Alex Cooper, I'm in shock right now. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm sitting in my bedroom on my bed, my family is in my living room, and I'm like, I'm embarrassed to admit, like, I just started crying. I don't think anyone's ever given me a nicer gift in my life. And I'm like, oh. He's in shock. He's like, this is the nicest thing that I've ever gotten from anyone. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I'm so happy you like it. Like, obviously we're not together anymore, but like, I had made it before, so I just figured you could have it, whatever. Fast forward, I remember it was the beginning of the Barstool days. So now this is like 4 years later. And 4 years later, I've seen this man have like 3 other girlfriends online and everything. And I guess he was moving to a new state because he was moving teams. And I get a picture, and it's his storage unit. And he's like, I'm clearing everything out, but you know what's coming with me? And he sent me a picture of the bat. And he's like, still to this day, like, never had anyone top this gift, like, thinking of you, miss you, and love you. And I was like, oh my God, wish you would have said that to me, like, when I was in college, because, like, I would have loved to know you loved me. But it was crazy to know that, like, that was so a huge part of, now I know he probably still has it to this day. Or maybe not, you know, because maybe, like, his wife was like, get rid of that fucking piece of shit. Anyways, on to the next. So, the artist and I then had this joke, because Daddy Gang, it didn't stop there. It got maniacal, okay? Every athlete that I dated and had, like, a real relationship with, so I would say 3 of them, I used this artist when game time came to game time, and we needed to reel them in, and she would make me a fucking... either, so that was a bat, the next boy was a baseball,
She's talking about a system here, okay? Nasty as it is a system. Work one time, we're going to keep using it, baby.
Baseball player.
Okay, stop. This woman is pragmatic, okay? So let's go ahead and start knocking these off. This woman is pragmatic. Alex Cooper is pragmatic. Being pragmatic, that's going to make you a SP or NJ. Okay, this woman is direct, okay? So that's going to knock off your NTPs and your SFPs, okay? So we're down to STP and NTJ, okay? That's what we're looking at, because she's direct and pragmatic. But we know she's TEFI, SENI, systematic, abstract, yeah. She's INTJ. The only problem I have with this woman, I have no problem with this woman, but I just wish she would shut her fucking mouth and not fucking tell everybody her nasty fucking TE fucking parent fucking nasty system, so that every woman can try to pull the same shit. And we aren't here dealing with these crazy ass plans that should never be where they are. Like, it's like, because so many people tune into her stuff, and they're just getting all her TE data. TE, whatever she's found that worked.
And I call her, and it's like, I would say it's like September, and I'm not shitting, I shit you not, this woman answers the phone and she goes, what athlete's next? Because my mom had told her I broke up with Red Sox guy. And I'm like, so this guy's on the Mets. We got to ramp it up. It can't be a bat because I know that he would find out that I did it for the other one. And so
I know, the knowing function.
I had her put together his number, and she drew his number, and inside of his number, she created the world of New York City and all of our memories and everything together, and I framed it, and it's this huge photo that looks like his number from far away. I think you've seen pictures like this before, but when you get closer, his number is made up of all of our memories together, our names, our nicknames, the places we've been, everything. And so this hung up in his bedroom forever. And then door number 3. Do you guys remember door number 3? I did a similar thing for him. Did I do a bat for him? I think I did a bat for him. Anyways, I would call this woman up and I would say, we got another one on deck. And what I will say is, although it was a lightly based off of manipulation of like, how do I get them to fall in love? And I like knew like no athlete is getting like a really sentimental gift from a girl. That I will say, once I got out of that era of my life, that's how I knew I really liked Matt, was when I was like, you know what? I'm retiring. I'm not calling the artist again. This is a new era and I can't use the same tactics and formula with Matt. I also knew that...
Talking about tactics and formula system.
Like, I would probably tell the story one fucking day, and I didn't want Matt to be like, oh, you just grouped me in with the guys that hit the balls for a living. Like, okay, like, Matt deserved respect, and also the fact that, I don't know, like, it just was meant to be that I retired that concept. And so, yeah, but that was another good one. If you find an
Talking about concepts, abstract.
artist, to make them something really, really sentimental, again, like, you'll get your hooks in them so easily. It's just such a good way to utilize manipulation during the holiday time. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Daddy Gang. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that's one. Let's go.
A handful of times in my life. Also, spare me the fucking judgment, okay?
Pragmatic.
That is not the point of this story. Every time I have ever gone through a man's phone, I can barely breathe. I'm sweating. I'm anxious. I'm looking over my shoulder. I'm like standing in a stance so that, God forbid, if he does walk in, I can fling myself out the window. Like, there's always an escape plan, right? But
talking about contingency plans.
On this day, I was the luckiest girl in the world. Daddy Gang, I was standing in this RV by myself. And when I looked out the window, I had a full visual on this man. I knew exactly where he was, and I knew exactly how much time I had if he started walking back to the trailer. I was a fucking pig in shit. Like, imagine yourself holding the man's phone and you see him 500 yards away doing a muscle milk pose. Like, I had time. I don't know if I've ever felt a thrill like that since that day. God damn. So here's what I do. I immediately go to the text messages and I'm scrolling. And this is really where the fucking story begins. I start going through the text messages and turns out he's not a man of God. He's a fucking philanderer. He is a philanderer. And, you know, I thought maybe I would find something, right? Like, you always think, like, there's going to be a little something. But Jesus fucking Christ. This man was single-handedly running a brothel down in Port St. Lucie. I need to relax. This guy is texting so many women, classic, okay? And so I just start going through everything. And I'm finding nudes and I'm finding sex and everything that I could have dreamt up. And then I come across one of the most recent texts. And he doesn't have this woman's name saved. It is just saved. It's just a phone number, right? But I scroll and I see the beginning of their text messages. And it's a text message from him saying, and I quote, "You can go in the front door. It's unlocked. My bedroom is the one on the left. I'll be home in 20. And she says, KK, see you soon. Obviously, they're not meeting for a fucking prayer group, Daddy Gang, okay? Obviously, they had sex. Like, he didn't even say her name. Like, hi, how are you? It's like, it's the door on the left. I'll be home in 20. So the wheels start turning immediately. And in my brain, I'm like, okay, it appears this was the last woman that he had sex with. Obviously, the nudes are one thing, but this is, I kind of have proof of sexual intercourse. No, I don't. But like, I'm like, I kind of do. Like, the door on the left, what is she? Like, giving him a little fucking jerk tug? Okay, that's still sexual something, right? This is the week before I arrived. I'm sitting there in this trailer on a Saturday. This was last Saturday, according to the receipts. So I realize, as many other women as he was texting and sending his wiener to, this woman was my best chance of cornering him and catching him in the lie that he hasn't been having sex with anyone but me for months. So
Best way, talking about the best way to do something, that's a systematic approach.
I realize I need to quickly gather as much information as possible in the time that he's not in this RV, okay? In these messages, not once, like I said, did he use this woman's name. And there's no saved contact, but I have a phone number. I pick up my phone, I *67 her number. Thank fucking God she doesn't answer. It goes to voicemail. Boom, alas, I have her name. Let's call her Kaylee. She's like, hey, it's Kaylee Gonzalez.
You see how like, this bitch is like, this motherfucker is way ahead. Like this woman here, like I said, my problem with her, she teaching everybody else this shit. Like, nah, bro, you should die with this type of shit. You should die with this type of information here. Look how systematic she is when she goes through this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna catch this motherfucker.
Alice, leave your message at the beep. I'm like, beep. Fuck. Jesus Christ. Kelly. We love Kelly. Kelly did nothing wrong to me, okay? But now I have her name. Then I start scrolling the messages to search for more clues. And I was respectful. I'm like quickly scrolling past her nudes. I'm like, oh, you got great tits. Don't look. And then I find one clothed picture. And it is a selfie that she sent him from work. Kaylee was a bartender, okay?
You see how, like, meticulously she's going through this? Like, don't lie to INTJ, guys. Do not lie.
I immediately...
This is all a progression, too.
I'm realizing as I'm saying this, like, maybe some of you didn't listen to the earlier episodes of Call Her Daddy. Like, I used to be crazy. So I just want to put that out there so there's no judgment. Yes, I was insane, but it was all in good fun. I immediately get on my phone and I go on Google and I search all of the Port St. Lucie bars in a 10-mile radius of his house. I narrowed it down to...
Listen to that. I narrowed it down to... What? This is scary, man. This is scary. She's arming, like, people with this type of, like, understanding and knowledge. Like, this is not fucking normal. Like, now I'm like gonna be looking over my shoulder. I ain't gonna be
7 contenders. They all looked basically the same when I Google searched like the images of like what the bar looked like. So I went one by one individually and called every single bar and
systematic TE
and asked them a simple question. Hi, I'm really good friends with Kaylee. I wanted to come in tonight. Could we make a res for 4 tonight? Is she working? And every single bar was like, sorry, what? Like, Kaylee doesn't work here. Except for one. Except for one.
Scary how systematic this woman is.
And boom, we got her name. We got the bar that she works at. That is enough information for me to concoct a brilliantly insane story to confront him about his lies. Hi, Daddy Gang. Thank you so much for watching this video.
All right, man. So, unfortunately, that's all we need from this woman. Okay, so she's an INTJ. Alex Cooper's an INTJ. I would say from the subset of Dario Nardi, I would say dominant. Okay, she does not seem normalizing. So we're gonna hit her with a D. Fuck it, we'll write a big D. So put stressors here, a D. Okay, I'm gonna hit her above average. So we're gonna hit her with above average. As an INTJ, this woman's not fucking stupid. If you think this woman's stupid, you're fucking, you're about to get fucked up. it's kind of scary just how scary she can be here, okay? And then she's arming the rest of the world with this type of information. That's really bad. Okay, so INTJs are responding, okay? So what we noticed, we didn't need to catch her being responding. We just noticed that she was going through a progression process, or she had a high interest on the process of things. The how-to, she talked about that a lot. Like, how am I going to do this? That's her focus, okay? So she's SENI, obviously, and TIFE, systematic. Her approach is quite nasty and abstract, okay? We got her as an INTJ, dominant variance above average. Enneagram here, this is gonna be tough. I don't think I got enough information on this woman to call Enneagram. If I had to call an Enneagram, let's go 6, W7. Okay. I'm gonna go sexual / SO. Okay, so we got Cooper as INTJ, dominant, above average, 6W7, sexual / SO. Okay, comment below what you thought her type was, and personality database got this wrong. She's not an ESFP. This woman is way too meticulous, strategic. Everything she had was a strategy. And if you know, NTs are known for strategic intelligence. SPs are known for tactical intelligence. SJs are known for logistical intelligence, and NFs are known for diplomatic intelligence. Okay, so you start seeing people use strategic intelligence a lot, or strategically about how they operate themselves, they're most likely an NT. But this is Mongolian Mindset, and we are out.